All right. First, I'm gonna start by saying call her Layam La Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Bashim Rakakadash. Double honors to my apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and much salutation to all the brothers that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. Okay, this the name. The entitle of this lesson is gonna be the duty of a king, because according to the law, it's certain things that a king must do, and there's certain things that a king cannot do. And so without further ado, let me get right into it. Because, we are going to be a nation of kings and priests, so let me get that real quick. This is Exodus 19:6. It says, "And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel." So that's one precept. I believe it's in the book of Hebrews when he speaks about a nation of kings and priests, if I'm not mistaken. No, actually, it's Revelations 1. Revelations 1:6, it says, "And hath made us kings and priests unto unto the Most High, and His Father. To Him be the glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen." So Yahweh Shah made us a nation of kings and priests. So this is the law. Deuteronomy 17:14, it says, "When thou art come unto the land which Yahweh thy God giveth thee, and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom Yahweh thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brethren. But he shall not multiply his horses to himself, nor cause the people to return to Egypt, to the end that they should multiply horses. For as much as Yahweh has said unto you, ye shall henceforth return no more that way. Neither shall he multiply wives to himself, that his heart turn not away." Now, an example of that, we all know as King Solomon, who had many wives. He was a king of Israel, and he had many wives, and they turned his heart away and caused him to sin in his old age. That's why the Lord made that statement. But see, we don't have to worry about that in the kingdom of heaven, because with the law, statutes, and commandments are going to be in our inward parts. So we're not going to sin, or we're not going to go off anymore. So we will not have to worry about that anymore. It says, "Neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold." You know how Jake is with silver and gold, when it comes to riches and money. Jake get lifted up. It says, "And it shall be, when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom, that he shall write him a copy of this law in a book out of that which is before the priests, the Levites. And it shall be with him, and he shall read therein all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear Yahweh his God, to keep all the words of this law and these statutes, to do them, that his heart be not lifted up above his brethren, and that he turn not aside from the commandment to the right hand or to the left, to the end that he may prolong his days in his kingdom, he and his children, in the midst of Israel." Because the scripture also says, "The greater thou art, the more humble thyself." Sirach 3:18, it says, "The greater thou art, the more humble thyself, and thou shalt find favor before Yahweh," because the Lord deals with humble. He deals with the meek and the low and the humble. The Lord ain't gonna let you reign too long if you're a proud king, man. That's for sure. He gonna find a way to get you out of there. This is Joshua chapter 1 verse 8. It says, "This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then shalt thou make thy way prosperous, and then shalt thou have good success." So if we're gonna be kings, we have to meditate in this law day and night. And the Lord is ultimately gonna put these laws, statutes, commandments in our inward parts. So we don't have to worry about, actually having to, not know it or to study it, because it's gonna be like a part of us, man. It's gonna be on our inward parts, so we gonna know it, man. You know, Psalms 1 and 2 it says, "But his delight is in the law of Yahweh, and his law doth he meditate day and night." So we gotta meditate, and we gotta stick to these scriptures. We gotta know if we're gonna be kings. We gotta stick with these scriptures, like the scripture says in the law, man. We gotta have one. Gotta have that book so we can study day in and day out, man. We gotta know that law, man. We gotta know them scriptures. Because we're gonna be kings, so we have to know these things. Even ultimately, the Lord is gonna ultimately put it in our inward parts, so we don't have to actually go over it, because the Lord is gonna make us know it. He's gonna make it a part of us. I believe it's in Sirach, but nah. Let me get some. Gotta study to show thyself approved. 2 Timothy 2:15 it says, "Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth." So we have to actually study the scriptures. We have to meditate, think upon these scriptures day and night, according to what the law says. If we're going to be kings, we got to remember what the law says. Verse 19, Deuteronomy 17:19. It says, "And it shall be with him, and he shall read therein all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear Yahweh, his God, to keep all the words of this law, and these statutes to do them." So this is our priority. This is our duty. Let me see. Let me get some. Because the name of this lesson is the duty of a king. This is Ecclesiastes 12:13. It says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High, and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. So this is the duty. This is our duty, man. The duty of our people. Fear the Most High, keep his commandments. Plain and simple, man. And you heathens, man, we're gonna have to teach you the ways of the Lord. This is Isaiah chapter 2, verse 1. It says, the word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow into it. Just talking about when we finally return to our land, man. And many people shall go and say, "Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh." The government of the Lord, man. Because it's going to be springing out of our land. The government and the control and the rule is coming out of our land to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways, and we walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. O house of Jacob, come ye, and let us walk in the light of Yahweh. So we're going to forever walk in the light of the Lord, and these heathen nations, they're not going to exercise war against each other anymore. Why? Because we're going to be in authority. And the scripture says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Proverbs 29:2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So right now, the people are in a state of mourning. So we looking forward to this. We looking forward to the Lord coming and establishing up his government on the earth. We looking forward to, the blessings that comes with this truth. it comes with being, serving the Lord in truth and sincerity and to the end, you know. This is Psalms 1 and 3. It says, "And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in its season. His leaf shall also not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper." And remember what it said in Joshua 1 and 8. This is how you make your way prosperous, man. By meditating upon his law and doing it to the best of your abilities, man. I'm going to get that precept again, man. Joshua 1 and 8. I love that precept. "This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest to observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then shalt thou make thy way prosperous, and then shalt thou have good success." Because see, this is how you have success. Not going to college, that's not real success. This is success right here, man. So I didn't want to make this lesson too long. Through the Spirit, man. Hey, this is the duty of a king, to meditate day in and day out upon these scriptures. And most have these in your mind. Let me get a quick definition. And I'm going to close this lesson out. It says, I was looking for meditate. It says to ponder, to think abstractly, to engage in mental contemplation. So if you contemplating, you thinking, you actually thinking about something. It says to meditate, to think over, reflect, consider. So we considering the law, statutes, and commandments of the Yahweh Shema Shah. To take appropriate measures, to plan in the mind, to employ the mind in thought or contemplation, especially in a religious way. So this is a good definition, man. So we ought to meditate upon these scriptures day and night, like the scripture says, and we have good success. And this is our duty and right, by us being a nation of kings and priests. So with that, I'm going to say Shalom, Makio. I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, that one us to the apostles, the elders, a great millstone. Peace, love, and much salutation to the brothers that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. Shalom.